Okay, up next is Audit LA. You have 3 minutes to speak. Go ahead. Audit LA, you may want to unmute. Audit LA, looks like you're still on mute. If you would like to speak for 3 minutes, go ahead and unmute.
Yes, hello. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Your 3 minutes are.
Okay, yes, I am. I want to talk about a lawyer named Kendrick Moxon. I have filed a complaint against him because he is harassing me behind the scenes. He's trying to intimidate me because I am somebody who is speaking up for the victims of and survivors of Scientology, specifically the children who grew up on their ranches. And and I've become an advocate and a staunch one. You've heard me before, but I am being intimidated by this person. And now that I filed my complaint, which you said it wasn't quite up to where it needs to be, where you can intervene, but you left it open for 90 days. So what they're doing now is they're getting other people to do their campaign, because I guess they know that I'm going to see the CPRAs. I'm seeing the emails where they're trying to blacklist me from, any, from the city attorneys, from the police. They're, trying to demean my character and my integrity. And they are, trying to intimidate me that they're going to put me out on media for no other reason than I am advocating for the victims of Scientology. And it needs to stop. Like lawyers like that, he feels he can hide behind his bar license, and he kind of can, because when I brought the complaint, nothing was done. I mean, there should be some level when it comes to their ethics and their how they act, that okay, if it's not a full complaint that can disbar him, there should be some level of intervention. I showed proof of what he's doing. And now I am, I say publicly at meetings now, I am not suicidal. And I have to say that. They send people to my neighbors, and I've been followed. I've had, just numerous, stuff, and they want to intimidate me to shut me up, from speaking up for the victims, and I will not. In fact, the next thing is, like I want people to. There's a book called Child X, which we are going to put in the hands of different leaders, so you can understand what has happened in Los Angeles to the children that I am adamantly and I am going to defend and help and advocate for. So it's and the author is Jamie Mustard. I would recommend everybody reading that
You have
book so
30
you can
seconds
get a
remaining.
glimpse. And I'm sorry.
You have 30 seconds remaining. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And I'm just saying that there should be some intervention. I should not have, a lawyer should not be allowed to basically terrorize me and intimidate me and make me in fear of my life, because I'm advocating for victims. That's not how the system works. I am asking you to seriously look into his bar license, Kendrick Moxon.
Your time is
And
up. Please wrap it up.
thank you.
Thank you for your public comment. Up next is Laura. Laura, please go ahead and give your public comment.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Laura, go ahead.
Hi, okay, so yes, I am also calling. I've been waiting to call and report. I've already did an online report, filed a report against Kendrick Moxon. I was a child born and raised in the system of the organization of Scientology, and as a minor, I worked along the side of Kendrick Moxon. Kendrick Moxon is using his law license as a weapon right now, currently specifically against protesters and people exposing the internal crimes of Scientology. Now, Kendrick Moxon is because I know this firsthand knowledge, and I have, like I said, I've written my bar report. You guys should have it. I would actually like to reference my case, the case number 25-0-25703, Kendrick Litchie Moxon. Okay, so This has been an ongoing criminal act behavior from Kendrick Moxon over the last 40 plus years. Kendrick Moxon has hidden and covered up major crimes, major deaths, major child trafficking and rape and pedophilia. Kendrick Moxon himself is a hardcore OT7, I believe, Scientologist. And if you know anything about Scientology, you're way up. You've already read all about the aliens and the Xenus and all of that. So while some people might find this entertaining and funny or not so fucking serious, this is very serious. I'm now 39 years old. I'm almost 40 years old. I was 15 years old running and shredding documents while Kendrick Moxon was hiding and writing, falsifying documents through the FBI. He was lying to the FBI. This is all on the records. I've attached all these details. Kendrick Moxon right now, till this day, is trying to get now protesters arrested. He already has gotten them arrested. He keeps them in lawsuits and cases so that they lose money, they run out of money, and they have to take plea deals, and he harasses them. This is so unethical. This is so unethical. This has been going on for 30 years. I'm an adult now, trying to speak my voice. I'm trying to get justice for all the people that have been put in jail.
You have 30 seconds remaining.
Moxon.
Go ahead. You have 20 seconds remaining.
Please, I'm fucking so annoying that I just get interrupted. I can see the clock. Please, get Moxon's law license revoked. His own daughter's crime, his own daughter's suicide was covered up by him. Do the investigation.
Your time is up. Thank you. Up next is Jill. Jill, please start your public comment.
Hi, I'm going to report on another aspect of Kendrick Moxon, law license number 128240. Do you hear me right now? Because I don't see the clock right now. You have to display the clock. I'm concerned because you have an attorney or quote unquote attorney that's abusing his license and not going by a professional code of conduct that he swore to abide when he took the bar exam and became a bar under the state of California. He employs lawfare, like Laura FM just said. He is going against people that are exercising their First Amendment right to protest abuses of a cult. Not so much a hate crime like they're saying that they're doing hate crimes, because a hate crime would be like, breaking glass, writing swastikas, defacing anything, like hurting people. They're just stating that abuse is going on in the cult, and they're going out there trying to sort of make the public aware and prevent the recruitment. Like, you would be appreciative if someone was warning your family about not going in there and getting all caught up in this cult of Scientology. So Mr. Moxon is going after people under the hire of this criminal organization, and it's criminal. You've seen the news reports. You all you have to do is Google it, watch many documentaries, go on TikTok. He sued somebody. He put a false restraining order on someone named Daniel Villeda, and in the court case, he manufactured and he altered a videotape to make the person that he was going against look bad, and it made him look like he was actually attacking a member of the Scientology cult by the name of Philip Campos. In fact, Philip Campos was the one setting up things to make it so that Mr. Villeda would have to defend himself by getting run over by Mr. Campos's scooter. So if you saw the real video, it would look like Daniel Villeda was run over by Mr. Campos, or trying to be hit by Mr. Campos, and Villeda in a reflex tried to sort of get that scooter away from him, but Mr. Moxon made the video look like Vieta just went up and just shoved him. Total doctor, total editing, and total deep fake video. You need to revoke this license
30
of this
seconds remaining.
person. And that's terrible that he has a license and that you're not investigating this. Do your job and revoke the license and investigate him. Bye.
Thank you for your public comment. Okay, up next is Jill. Jill, please give your public comment.
I already gave my public comment.
Let me go.
I already gave, didn't I go already?
Yes, sorry, I think your hand was still up. But
I
I'll go
don't know
ahead.
how to lower it. I don't know. I'll lower it now.
Okay, up next is Henry. Henry, please give your public comment.
Good morning. So in the Code of Ethics, it says that an attorney is supposed to be a zealous advocate for their client. That does not in any way, shape, or form, however, mean that you are allowed under law and under the statute of your license to aid and abet clients to break the law and get away with it because you are an attorney. Now, I want to point to a very specific example where this is happening to build up on some of the comments talked about with one such lawyer being Kendrick Moxon. The city attorney of Los Angeles, Heidi Feldstein Soto, has definitively colluded with Moxon to actually break the law under the Bain Act, under the color of law, to repeatedly, selectively, and vindictively prosecute anybody that dares even publicly criticize, let alone any gray areas that you want to conceive of on a what-if statement, but definitively, vindictively, selectively prosecute anybody that dares criticize. And there's actual victims at stake who have suffered this history of selective and vindictive prosecution. I'm one of those people, and the discovery in my case definitively showed that there was direct collusion between Heidi's office, the LAPD, and doctored police reports under the leadership of Kendrick Moxon to prosecute me for a case that never existed, that never should have gone to the court of law at all, and has nothing to do with discretion. It was 100%. Even the trial prosecutor assigned to prosecute the case, Ethan Green, said this is a political prosecution and should have never seen the light of day, but it did. And so if you want something to tip the scales over as to how can we actually go after Kendrick Moxon, there's your tipping of the scale. You have direct collusion with the government entity, two of them, LAPD and the city attorney's office, to prosecute anybody that dares publicly protest and criticize the criminal activity, not the religious status, but the criminal activity of a known criminal enterprise known as Scientology. You have Aja, who was violently attacked by a Scientologist, literally in Aldi, never prosecuted. You have Chris, who was violently attacked just outside a Hollywood LAPD station, got his teeth knocked out. He was knocked unconscious. The attacker is known and never prosecuted. You have William Good, who had his nose broken,
30
violently
seconds
so
remaining.
and bleeding on the ground. The attacker is known, never prosecuted. I got violently attacked also by Hollywood by two other Scientologists. Their identities were known, never prosecuted. But you know who was prosecuted? Myself and Jay. Jay was prosecuted over what? He was standing on a sidewalk holding a sign saying that Scientology commits crimes, and he was arrested and unlawfully detained, and he was criminally prosecuted and given a bullshit gag order because he was terrified. He was terrified of the criminal activity going on. And he was terrified of the collusion between the city attorney's office and Scientology. So there you go. There's your tipping of the scales. And I look forward to seeing some of you in court, knowing that I saw administrative relief and you did nothing about it.
Thank you for your public comment. Up next is Mona. Mona, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, board, for the time to comment today. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Again, thank you. Thank you very much. It must be a Kendrick Moxon day because I am also calling. He is in violation of your rules for professional responsibility and conduct. There's no question whatsoever. I want to also call in for support of case 25-0-25703. I believe Miss Lara had already spoke about that. I'm confident that you're going to take this up in an investigation. If you don't, it certainly would be evidence that your board may have some compromise. Let me tell you why. During the sessions for Scientologists, they have auditing, ethics, and courses. Before every single audit, ethics, or course session, they are told, quote, remember what every Scientologist is told. While we cannot guarantee you that matters revealed in this list will be held forever secret, we can promise you faithfully that no part or nor any answer you make here will be given to the police or the state. No Scientologist will ever bear witness against you in court. So Kendrick Moxon is upholding this promise to every person, and this is where they report their crimes. They have to report their crimes in order to be saved in society or saved for their salvation. So as mandated reporters, they should be reporting this, and he's hiding this. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Up next is Gigi. Gigi, you have 3 minutes to talk.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so originally I was calling about Kendrick Moxon, and I will get to that. But the caller, Carrie, that called in a few calls ago, I really want you guys to look into that more, not just as a woman, but as a human, and, the main reason I was calling is Kendrick Moxon. I want to echo what everyone has been saying about him. I want to point out when Laura called in, she spoke of being 15 years old, shredding documents for Kendrick Moxon. I want you guys to be aware of Operation Snow White. Kendrick Moxon was involved in that. Please look it up. There's a simple Wikipedia page if you want that sort of breaks it down very easily. But Kendrick Moxon should not have his bar. He should have lost it decades ago. And I don't know if there's some connection he has or Scientology has that's helping him keep it at this point. But as stated earlier, he has doctored evidence. He's been called out by judges for putting things in that are not correct. He needs to be looked into. There needs to be some discipline. He needs to have his license revoked. And thank you. I yield my time.
Give your public comment, Gigi. Up next is Sandra. Sandra, you have 3 minutes to talk.
Thank you for letting me speak. I also am here in regards to Kendrick Moxon. There are many situations where he has used his position as a lawyer to cover up the crimes of sexual and physical and mental abuse of children and the elderly within Scientology. Currently, he has, in the last year or two, tried to insert himself into a case from a young gentleman called Josiah who had absolutely nothing to do with Scientology, but he was associated with people who are critics, and he tried to get the boy thrown in prison by injecting himself into his case. He hired Judge Diaz, who has connections to Scientology, to file false TROs against Emmy Marini, Scott Hochstetter, and Danny Villeda. He used and coerced the members of Scientology to lie and file out these TROs. He lied in court. He tried to inject people into a current case against Scott Hochstetter, who have absolutely nothing to do with it, in order to try and boost charges against him. He is responsible for decades of covering up child sexual abuse, sexual assault, mental abuse, and the use of coercive control, holding slave labor in Scientology buildings here in LA and across America. He is an unindicted co-conspirator in Operation Snow White. He had Lara shred evidence in the Lisa McPherson case. He's using the CPRA and FOIA request system to gather personal information in order to go after the critics of Scientology, what they call black PR. They put together packages and mail them out to employers and potential clients, etc. He was filing charges against protesters and critics for having signs that say that they are a cult, and then he stole the signage. He actually is caught on video, him and his assistant Jennifer, stealing the signage of the protesters and walking into the blue building carrying it. I think this man should be disbarred. I think his license should be revoked. And I don't know why this Jennifer person is even involved in any of these cases, because she's not a legal representative. Thank you, and I yield back my time.
Thank you for your public comment, Sandra. Up next is Mirjam. Mirjam, you have 3 minutes to talk.
Thank you. I'm also calling regarding Kendrick Moxon. I can only echo on everything else that has been said previously, so I will probably not use my full 3 minutes. I just want to re-emphasize that Kendrick Moxon has over the decades been covering several crimes, albeit being a registered lawyer in the state of California the entire time. And he has become over the for the cult of Scientology, where no matter whoever is speaking against them or protesting any kind of attack Kendrick Moxon and the rest of the legal team of the cult of Scientology. So I really, really urge you to look into this matter. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you for your public comment. If anybody else would like to give a public comment, please raise your hand now. Guest E435508, please go ahead and give your public comment. You have 3 minutes to speak.